Okay, so very briefly, I'll talk about a little project that I'm working on. It's a technical analysis report, and it's a script that kind of looks at the most recent data, stock data, computes a number of technical indicators, and outputs a PDF. So I'll run you through very quickly the three main parts of this script. And it begins with the data. So as I said, you're taking the stock data um, from Yahoo Finance. So you're gonna have the standard high, low, open, close, and volume sort of columns for each stock. And this is across three different stock indices. So the French CAC 40, the English FTSE 100, and American Nasdaq 100. So you're going to take the all of these stocks, depending on the option that you choose in the interface, and it's going to compute a number of indicators that are described below. So if you're not familiar with technical indicators, this video is not to go in depth about them, but they're essentially, you know, calculations based on historical prices and volume used to analyze market trends. Signals may indicate a trend reversal. Actually, we have three different kind of indicators: trend reversal indicators, momentum indicators, and volatility indicators. So they're all described below. There are five of them that I compute and use and plot. So the output is essentially a PDF file with a table showing the stocks for which three or more technical indicators have triggered overnight. And on top of that, there is a little interpretation description along with the plots for each of them. So that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna run it right now. So as you see, there's a user interface. So I can select any of these three stock indices, a date from which the data is going to be fetched, and that will be plotted, a short-term moving value and a long-term moving value. So this is a concept that's frequently used in these indicators, and I invite you to go a little bit more in depth about them. But I can click here on the program summary, and you'll see that it's dynamic, right? And the values are being updated whenever I click on one of these options. So let's try it with the FTSE 100. So I'm going to run the program right now. It will start a progress bar. So I'm capping it to 20 iterations. It means the first 20 stocks of the index, because just for the sake of the experiment, it takes a few seconds to run each iteration. And in the meantime, I'll briefly go over what's in the script and what libraries we're using. So there's for data manipulation and pandas and numpy. For plotting, the standard matplotlib. We're fetching it with Yahoo Finance. We're writing the report using FPDF, PyPDF2, and some image manipulation using PIL. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The OS here is actually we're plotting, saving the plots on the hard drive and deleting them right after the PDF is generated, so that there's no pollution. We're just keeping it to the minimum. For the interactivity that I just showed you right now, we're using IPWidget and IPython. There's a progress bar that you saw, and some kind of SSL issues which are not necessary here, but it depends the way that you're scraping the data. So I'm scraping it from Wikipedia quite simply. I'm taking, so for the three of them, the same methodology. I'm taking it, the table containing the symbol, so that the stock symbol, and the ticker, if you will, and the company name. So here's more details about how I'm computing the technical indicators. I won't go through this in more depth, but I'm defining here a certain number of signals that may or may not trigger overnight, and these are the ones. And this is where the summary table will be taken from eventually. The plot is again this kind of standard matplotlib, so there's one function for each indicator. We're writing the PDF here using FPDF and PyPDF2. It looks a little bit daunting, but for those who know, this is actually pretty straightforward. This is around the script execution, and we're essentially taking values from the interface and widgets that are defined here. So there's a couple of buttons, and yeah, so at this time we're on the 10th stock. So this is the interface that I just showed you now, and I will skip to the moment where the work is done. Alright, so here we are. The PDF has been generated. It's a beautiful piece, and I'll just again very quickly go through what there is on this report. So the table here is summarizing what indicators have triggered for which stock, right? So you only see those here who have triggered twice or more, and the plots have been generated only for those which have triggered 3 or more times. So in this case, only one of them, the AAF symbol. So you can look at exactly how many of them have triggered per indicator or per stock. So here is the description of the indicator that I was talking about, and a beautiful script, a beautiful plot that you can check. So the Bollinger Band here have not triggered, the moving average crossover have triggered, and you can see that short-term moving average is crossing the long-term moving average from below, indicating that there should be a trend reversal. So the stock is going to lose value. In the stochastic oscillator, it has not triggered for this particular stock, but this is how it looks, and the description is here. The RSI have triggered, so again, relative strength indicator. So here would kind of imply that the stock is being overvalued. In the PSAR, which also triggered, you can see the same reasoning. The stock is going to depreciate in value, and it stops here. So these are all of the indicators. So if I was to run the script for all this 100 stocks from the FDSC, you would have many more pages on this PDF. But that's actually it for this script. Thanks.